Good morning. I'm here with another league match, this time against kazumaru0828. The numbers of power. A player who I've only played once before in that sort of I guess wasn't really exhibition, but they had messaged me and we just played some matches and I recorded it, but anyway. Let's look at the board. I guess it pretty much has everything. Buy is a little bit lacking, but otherwise it's all pretty much here. Houseman looks pretty good and Corey looked pretty good. Just a question of finding the spots, I guess, to take them. I think 4-3. I think I'd probably go Salager Ghost Town on the 4-3. But this is like obviously in a 3 pile. It's not even clear you'll have time to buy pathfinding. Just because the I don't know. It's just gonna 3 pile. The minstrels will run, and then possibly the death carts and the ruins simultaneously. Possibly the talismans. Possibly the ghost towns. So anyway, there's this whole 3 pile, no doubt. I'm gonna get a journeyman here. Though, like, that's not 100% clear to me. I don't think you're like necessarily required to. I mean, there's different orders you can get stuff here. I don't think it's like crazy to try the Corey first or like the minstrel first to try and trash a little faster. I don't know. It'll work. See, this is pretty nice because I can ghost town. Yeah, and I can redraw the Salager. And it's a Chancellor here. I mean, obviously the Journeyman won't, I'll only be able to afford 1 card, but it's okay. I'll get a couple minstrels. I mean, I guess the other option is to get a couple ghost towns, which is also not crazy. given my level of they just buy another minstrel, which I actually kind of hate. But so be it. Guess the other thing I could desperation and do both. I don't think like silver makes a lot of sense. Or ghost town seems a little excessive. I don't think a desperation is crazy. I just don't know if it's good. I mean, I guess I could just take 4 ghost towns and do it again the next turn. I mean, that's not insane. Well, of course we may not draw it, but if we bottom deck both of the things I want to draw, that'll be sad. Well, really, there's 3. I mean, there's a super nightmare bottom deck, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, the good thing is that if you do bottom deck the journeyman, then you'd still have the 1 ghost town. Like this is pretty okay. I don't really get the. I mean, I get it, but you don't have that many minstrels. This is probably gonna be silver trash. We could have 7. I mean, it doesn't have to be a silver trash. It could just be a copper. I'm trying to think if that's the time to up gains. Or what? 1, 2, 7. 7 would be like Ghost Town. Ghost Town, Corey, maybe. mean, it could be double ghost town. The Salager in hand here is pretty big. I think I'm just gonna outrace him on gains. This will be like Journeyman Talisman. And then I don't know, whatever. Then having to take the curses is just pretty rough. This wasn't great. Maybe understating how bad it is a little bit. Not finding the talisman was pretty bad. I didn't really need to play both of those, but I mean, not finding the talisman actually really sucks. But they still don't have a lot of draw. Fortunately. They have 2 curses, so that's terrible. I mean, it's terrible for the journeyman. It's still a pretty good turn for Kazumaru. If they didn't find Salvager there, it would have been a really rough spot. It's possible I shouldn't have gotten the quarries. I could believe that. I could believe the quarries were a misstep. They may just take a market. Well, I don't know. They don't have money. They don't have quarry. They're still quite gain limited. Yeah, this is fine. Not ideal, but fine. Is it royal carriage? It's probably royal carriage, right? So we can do the salvager optionally. If we draw well enough here. With 4 buys, I think or I guess I can't get 4 buys. With 3 buys, depending on how they lower, I can pile. But it's not. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the threat. Maybe they can. They don't have quarries. They don't have, see, there's an asymmetry right now in what piles they can threaten versus what I can threaten. They can't threaten the 5s. And I just have more threat as far as amount right now. Their draw is probably a little better than mine, though. But it's not. I guess they have a points lead. So, like, they go for quarries now, then that frees up a little bit of my. I mean, I guess they can do quarry and talisman. They may not draw if they do that. They don't have the ghost towns. Okay, so they just do talismans. Alright, so they can do 3 gains per buy at 6. At 2 buys is 6 gains. With, of course, the death cards basically only having 5 in the pile, more or less. And I can do some other stuff. I'm not sure I'm gonna get triple salvager, but maybe. I'm really trying to not lose this one. Can I pile? Houseman's, I have 2. I mean, it's gotta be pretty close. But my buys are what? I can do 3 or no, they're gonna have 3 talismans. So they're at 4 gains per buy. So they're at 8. That's still not a pile out, but a little closer. And now I'm at 3 times buy, so I can do 9. Which is also not a pile out. I can just name this, I don't know. I just need to not lower relevant piles to 8, or I guess I can lower them but score. And I can do the royal carriages pretty hard. Anyway, last card salvager, and then I don't know how many coppers I actually have in the discard. I don't know how many I've trashed. Names copper, discard take. There's just 2, so I can just name first and draw everything. Okay. So I could get the last ghost town. If I'm understanding this correctly. Because they have 5. Like I said, I think they have 4 and then the 8. I think they have 8 gains. I think I can take the last ghost town safely. And again, of course, if I score, then I can... can do some other stuff. 9, but 9 doesn't do it. But I can buy a lot of royal carriages, and I can buy the last ghost town if I want. So I could go like... Hope I didn't miscount this and have a 3 pile. I can just salvage like a million journeymen at the end. Possibly some ghost towns. I could have clicked through what I did quite a bit faster. I'm still waking up a little bit. I don't think they can outscore me. Yeah, like province is just not enough. I mean, the royal carriages might as well go down. What should we name? I guess Ghost Town to start. Probably a little worse. How many? I have 5 on the mat. I mean, I don't want to like not just take a win if I just have a win in hand, but I probably need the talisman. But then this should just work, right? Without really too much belaboring of the counting, but I should at least check it. Takes 3 buys to empty. And that'll take $1. So that'll leave me with 20. The last salvager play was, of course, unnecessary and probably technically lowered my output a little bit, but all right. I don't know if I have a real takeaway. I don't like the minstrel so much. I do think that the talismans and the ghost town stuff is just better. Well, like my head is like moving crazy. Bump the mic. I think I didn't necessarily buy the talisman with the idea of doing the ghost town, just the pure ghost town thing, but turned out pretty nice. I don't know. This is all about altar. So I'm probably opening lackey. I guess you're either double lackeys or like lackey silver, probably. You could try ironmonger, but it's a little worse. It's a little worse here with shelters, and it's not super exciting anyway. Lackey's Old Witch would be bonkers good because that would like almost certainly hit 6 on the reshuffle, and then just, you'd have good cards in your deck already. I don't think exploration is it. Just because I think a lot of turns you'd be better off just buying lackeys. So it's either double lackeys, lackeys silver. I don't like cologne much here, so it's not like ridiculous. think if there were estates, I'd probably do Ironmonger lackeys. I don't know. When I play these early for me, it's not like that early matches, I don't like the loan. I actually kind of hate the loan. When I play these early matches, I like take a caffeine pill a lot of times, but I also do it on like an empty stomach, and I get real jittery. There's, I guess, something to be said for taking exploration just as a way to try and spike 6, but I don't know that it's better than silver for that. There's no plus buy, it's just really just an altar board. I'll be like real mad if they draw the 5. If they draw the altar, I just, I hate this opening from them. It could work out, but I honest hate it. Okay, so we're gonna have mist on the. I might take exploration here. Tactician seems so bad too at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think getting a tactician is fine. Maybe. I mean, you get plus buy, but the way of making money is like capital city, which is fine, but it doesn't make double tack good. So this is either just an ironmonger or an exploration. Both have some upsides potentially. I just don't see myself skipping buys a lot. This is pretty unfortunate though. They did draw their tactician off the bat though, so that's pretty nice. They still not trashed a card with loan, which that's just, I guess, what you get for buying loan. Loan's so terrible. This is really bad too, because if the Old Witch is the bottom decked card, then I'm just like, I fail to hit 6 again. No, I guess I have it if I... they were lucky enough to bottom deck coppers. I mean, it's not that lucky, but you know what I mean. This is really bad. Now I'm just sad. Not getting altar there sucks. I mean, I can get a second Old Witch. Then I gotta buy. Hopefully they don't just have like their tactician with nothing. I guess the tactician is like an exploration thing. I don't know. I feel like I've gotten not super bad draws, but not the good draw. I mean, I think I tend to hit 6 at least once before now. But I probably should have taken a exploration. I mean, the Old Witch bottom deck was the actual killer thing. we're okay. At least at this point, we're okay. If they don't have a tactician in hand, then we might not be okay. If they have tactician in hand. If they have a tactician in hand, you're obviously playing it, so I don't know why. That sucks. We could keep the Necro in this particular instance since we know we have... That actually does really suck that they top deck drew Alter Tactician. Like, I mean, that's just something you're probably going to lose to. There's still like nothing extra here, if you know what I mean. There's just duchy gaining, which is fine, but, and I guess I'm feeding them the fuel for that, so maybe I'm gonna get smoked on that front. I could believe that. But there's not really reasons to delay greening much. You can, like, they're gonna buy a second altar here, no doubt. Or they ought to. I'm gonna just alter for like a capital city and maybe buy one more altar, and then after that try to green. But it's gonna be a little hairy. I think the second one, which is probably just bad. For me. Maybe, I mean, one isn't that good either. But I don't know. It felt like a reasonable way to spike 6, and then I bottom decked it, so. They should pretty handily beat me here, even though I think their opening sucks. That's sad. I mean, their opening sucks, but I think my old witches are probably worse. I'm depressed. I can either... I mean, I know I don't have the... I don't think. Maybe it is down here. Yeah, I don't have the hovel down here, so I at least get some sort of... Either I see the lackeys or I get some sort of bonus out of the Ironmonger. The only difference is I guess I'm drawing these cards no matter what, so I might as well see if we can... We don't find the altar. Oh, gosh. I'm so sad. I'm just toast. I'm just toast. I will actually scream if they play Altar Tactician. Playing Altar is not surprising, but if they have the Tactician in the 5 cards again, I will die of sadness. I'll be completely over it if they just play a Tactician here right now. I know it's going to happen. I'll also die if they just sit there and take 30 seconds to actually click the Tactician like they did last time. It was like, it wasn't even like this. It wasn't like the alter gain with choice. This was done. The alter choice was done. And they still didn't just click the tactician. I complain about stuff that I would do myself. I do it too much. Oh boy. Like, if you want to puzzle over your gain, that's fine. Then click your tactician. You know you're clicking it. Come on. This has got to be just like whatever. You can do anything. At least they click the tactician. This is unfair. If you play single tack and you draw it in your 5 cards of your 15 card deck 3 times, I don't think, what, yeah, okay, 1 time. Right, shuffle. Oh, this is for video. Shuffle. Oh, it's tactician. Where is it? Oh, shuffle. Oh, here's tactician. Oh, with the alter too, so your turn is basically as good as a full turn. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, there. Oh, it's a tactician in your opening hand. What a cool and fair. Why am I being like this? I'm not usually like this. What's gotten into me? I've changed. I need to get my attitude right. It's not fair though. They don't have any other draw. I guess they have the capital cities. Okay, so like we have to at least. All right. We'll be a little fair. They had 2 capital cities, so this one or whichever one, the last turn, we have to imagine all the turns where they draw a capital city and they get to expand their search by a couple junk cards as part of the possibilities. So that's fair or fairer, but the first 2 are not fair. I think double tack is not gonna do much for them, but maybe it will. I could be wrong. What did I play last time? So there's like still another old witch in here. Oh, I drew Necropolis. That wasn't ideal. Drawing copper would have been a lot nicer. That's life. Then they'll play old witch. Yeah. And then I give them the curve. I guess I can stop playing the old witches. I don't know if that'll matter, but I could stop playing the old witches. Double tech. I mean, I guess it's like a consistency thing. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. You might as well do it. You just buy province, or do you build a little bit more? You don't really need to build more. You're not getting to double. And your extra stuff is just going to be duchy gains. So there's not. I mean, I think this is fine too. But it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily like critical, I guess, that you play it that way. I mean, this is fully resignable, but I guess there's a world where we get closer to a 3 pile and they're still down in points, but that seems pretty far-fetched. I mean, if I'm Kazumaru, I'm even thinking about just doing Curse to Duchy just right now. And then, one more capital city, province. The deck is just gonna be consistent enough. I think you could do that. I mean, if you want, you can also just like empty the capital cities. That's fine too. I'm just living and dying by this, whether this altar hits or whether this ironmonger hits. I do think I underrated the tactician exploration interaction stuff. I don't know. It's really hard to evaluate when they get the best reshuffles for what they're doing. They didn't get the best, probably not the best first reshuffle. They didn't get a lone trash, but beyond that, they did, and so that makes it a little hard to evaluate it. I do, yeah, they're just going down through this stuff. This isn't even, I have to like discard it, because unless the top 2 cards are Capital City and Old Witch, this doesn't actually even help me. So and what are we doing? Just coming up to the end of this one, and I don't really know exactly what else I have. They can't dud. So what am I playing for? Them to make a gross error, I guess. I'm not sure makes a huge amount of sense. just go double Dutchy. I guess I could go triple Dutchy. I don't think that works, but I could do it. Make them scared, you know. Thinking about the curses, I don't think this works out in my favor as far as the order. Like, I need the curses to be like lower by one. Then it would be probably okay-ish. I think it would probably fail in the end because I think they could probably take the provinces instead well enough that it would be fine. I could have taken another old witch instead of a duchy, which would have maybe... I still don't know that it would have worked out, but... here, obviously, I'm, again, just at the mercy of the Ironmonger reveal. I'll get another turn. I can't pile out, but... And they have the flex. I mean, it's not like I can't really avoid them having a pile out on their next turn because they can always gain old witches. I don't think I have enough. I mean, I don't have enough real draw to actually get through this deck either. I can filter through it, like I can mill through it, but then I would have to. There would have to be some draw on the reshuffle that I would have to get lucky on to even like pull out everything I would need to have some kind of threat under certain, depending on what they've done. But Kazu can just take like, I don't know, a duchy and a province, or two duchies and a province, or something, you know. Something like that. My Ironmongers were pretty bad. Though I don't know what I would have got. I mean, the four was just bad here. But I could have gotten some. I mean, I could have had more lackeys, which maybe would have helped at some stages. I don't think Merchant Camp was it, and of course, Exploration was probably a possibility. But yeah, it's like 4 was really bad. I think early I definitely missed Explorations. That would have helped me. I just thought I would hit 6 with what I had, but I was not right. Kazu has so much time here to outscore me without worrying about the piles. I don't actually have my pile pressure here is completely fake. Relative to what the time scale of how long the game can last before they catch up with me in points. It's basically just to do something that makes them maybe panic, but there's no reason to panic. There's not, like I said, my pressure is fake here. I can triple Dutchy on really bizarre hands, and then not bizarre, but probably fortunate for me hands. And I can lower the curses, but since I can't actually 3-pile my next turn, it's extremely fake. And any lowering I do means they can pile out and win on their turn. So literally, even if I just play, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I think even if I can buy if I can province Duchy, I think that still loses to stuff they can do. It's a real puzzler altar, I guess, for him. I would just take. I mean, I think 1 or 2 Duchies is probably totally safe. You can just take hunting parties or another old witch. I mean, probably you don't want to take the old witch this turn, but I don't know. Maybe you take. Maybe if it matters for the money you have, emerging camp. I don't know. Oh, they went. Sorry. So they did go for the double Dutchy. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean this is the issue for me. I can't. I mean, let's say I take 3 Dutchies. That puts me at what? I mean, we should just see the failure. Oh gosh, and it's even the alters on top. Or no, I already had the alter. All right, well, GG's. I mean, I guess they can't technically pile out. Yeah, they can. They can buy the curses. All right. I mean, if I drew my deck, I would have seen if there was some play, but did they have an undo request? Honest to God, was not paying any attention. I was just looking at my phone. I mean, that's awful. I don't want to wait 3 minutes, but I mean, it's not awful. It's totally reasonable, I think. Though I have to leave in 2 hours, so I really hope it doesn't take that long. I mean, I should have been complaining, but I could have resigned that. I was lost. It felt like there were enough games that they could mess up, so you keep playing. But certainly my deck was a million times worse than theirs. Yeah, so if I had been able to do triple Dutchy, like I remove, let's say, I don't know if this was even possible with the deck, but let's say dream scenario, I give them 2 curses, I trash 2 curses and get the 3rd Dutchy. So there's just the one, so the Dutchies are gone, there's just the 1 curse. I would have 6, I would have 18 points. They would have had 10 points, though to be fair, so then they would have given me a curse easy down to 17, and they would have trashed their curses easy back up to 12. Those could have gone to estates and then by province. Pretty easy finish for Kazu. Did not matter. Even if I did just like province double Dutchy, that still loses, I'm pretty sure. They can gain the die. Let's say province double Dutchy, so I end up with 21 points. There's a Dutchy left for them, so they get that instead of an estate. I end at 20 because they give me a curse. So then they they'll erase their curses, be back at 12. They get a Dutchy and an estate and another estate. 6 or 5 more, 17, and by province 23. So they can do more than just by province. I think they can probably province estate, but not totally sure they have the draw for that. But most likely, since you don't have to save for the 2 cards for whatchamacallit. Well, okay. It's a little less impactful due to Overlord, but still, you're still happy to have it. Don't we have a smugglers thing? I guess maybe Overlord is a little more amenable to the well, okay, we'll just both have it. I don't know here if you go Overlord or if you do Engineer. This is going to be a little annoying with smugglers. We don't have buys again, so I guess Overlord as encampment is pretty nice. Or just Overlord as recruiter. I'm not sure whether that's the play or not. But it may just be better to do engineer. There's a potential nightmare draw here. I guess you can avoid the nightmare draw by doing a sentry. Which is reasonable. Doesn't do as good. Obviously, it doesn't do as good on a number of fronts, but it's a little more. What am I trying to say? Anyway, it wasn't great, and they missed their thing too, so that's all right. I don't know how you play this. It'd be all about smuggling. I guess you can try and win the smuggler split real big. Then they can't overlord as smugglers, and then there's some. It's definitely an interesting one. You're never too sad about just trashing, but we're gonna end up over trashed here, and then it won't be clear how to proceed without giving your opponent stuff. At least it won't be clear to me. So I guess we're gonna recruit her and just trash some stuff. There's like a giving them silver gains isn't the worst. Probably engineer at some point here. I mean, I guess one option is to I didn't get to pay off my debt, so I didn't get to do this. But um, this is an annoying board. You may you may want to just get silvers and buy province. Like it might be that stupid. Like it might be just like you buy overlords for the couple colonnades and then you buy province. And you wait and you see if your opponent goes into the other stuff, at which point you could probably give them ports. It's probably not a big deal. Or like, I mean, you could engineer. There are a lot of things you could engineer for that it wouldn't be a huge deal to let them get another copy of because they can engineer for it themselves anyway. Or jack for it themselves. So like the silver, like the 4 gains is not a huge deal. The encampment gains are not a huge deal. But the 5s and the 6, I think, especially are fairly significant here. Am more trashed. Not hugely, but I don't super get the double Devil's Workshop. I guess I don't super get losing the engineer. But it's not necessarily a huge deal. I don't really love the double Devil's Workshop. So this could either be Jack or encampment. I'm trying to think what order gets you. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. But I have enough if I do encampment first to still draw that silver. I'll have. Yeah. Fine. I mean, I think I'll just buy an overlord. It could be engineer, which lets you do some nice stuff. But I'm pretty happy where I am now. They just don't have money yet. So that part's cool. And if I'm, I don't know, if I'm able to buy province 2 turns ahead of them or something, that's a pretty big deal here. Their hand is like, I didn't get the double Devil's Workshop. That made absolutely no sense to me. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Being first mover on like gold is so bad here because you don't. You play the gold second. There's no way to gain and play the gold. Like the silvers, at least you can gain and play. So you still play the silvers before they do. And the things you have to buy, well, most of the things you're buying aren't smuggleable anyway. But the like Devil's Workshop gold gain is terrible, terrible, terrible. Because I'm gonna smuggle it. It just seems so bad. And then what are you gaining on the 4? I can smuggle that. I hate that. I think it's terrible. But I should figure out how to do my turn here though, because it's pretty important. It's a pretty important turn. Gaining smugglers is fine because I could have gained smugglers, right? That was never really an issue. I still super hate the gold gain. I mean, I guess I could not gold gain so that I don't give them a counter gold gain. I mean, what do they have in their deck right now? 3 overlords, a gold, 2 devil's workshop. That'd be good card too. Smugglers. I guess you just don't want to give them away to get $15, and then if you can province, you probably can province for more or less the rest of the game here. Most likely. As long as you get a couple. Does silver straight out let us province? It does. Leaves us a little strapped for leaves us a little strapped for villagers. I don't know. There's still not really like a nightmare scenario necessarily. They can't province here. I guess you can build. I mean, the really only thing you can build up to is like being able to gain a lot of estates. But they don't have an engineer. I'm the one with an engineer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could get 10. So like on my turn, we're gonna probably recruit stuff, and then just I mean, the hope here is that they can't get to $15. And as long as they can't get to $15, I think we're fine. If they can get to $15, we're probably... And then it's harder. Then we're gonna have to swap order at some point. We'll have to like buy Overlord. If they can get to 15, I'll probably have to buy Overlord. I guess I can offer tie. But right now they have $3 in their deck. And they have a smugglers and 3 overlords that can add the stuff. So that's like 4 golds, but then you can't draw it, I don't think. Maybe with an imp. Maybe they have enough imps to draw it. They don't have any imps. Because they gained those Devil's Workshops, they didn't even play them. Man, that was bad. I don't know. I can still miss province, I suppose. Though, like, if what they're gaining here is a bunch of golds, it becomes quite a bit less likely that I'll miss. If I can smuggle a gold here and put in some villagers, my deck is going to look pretty robust for provincing. Trash out the copper, trash out a silver. Maybe gain a port. I'm fine with giving them like ports. That's not a big deal. Or even gaining well, the encampment's a little scarier. The encampment is a little scarier. So probably not the encampments, but I think ports are fine and will help with the imps. Yeah, so if I'm gaining an imp every turn, an imp and a port every turn, and adding like a gold most turns, or at least for a turn or two, it should be fine. When they blew up their engineer, that really change the dynamic of what options would be available to everybody. At least a little bit. I did forget they had still like a copper, maybe 2 coppers left in deck. But well, I have the other copper. Still not enough to get to 15. We're at like $10 now. Yeah, I don't think this is going to open it up for him enough. It's not like gaining the... Again, they can... Gain, I mean, they can gain encampments, but then I'll just take encampments. And I won't even need to... You can play the deck as a recruiter or like jack thing. Or imp with imps. I mean, there's no... It's not... There's not really anything scary here. I don't know what my last card is. I think it's an imp, right? So that's good. I guess I didn't add the... I probably should have recruited... I probably should have trashed silver. Yeah, this was a mistake. Possibly costly, but I won't. Well, I guess we can ask and see if they... This is also hard. He has to translate it. I don't know if it'll even be... This is a little bit of a... I hope I'm not missing anything. I don't think there's some way for them to open the game back up. I mean, I can miss province. That could open the game back up. I don't think exposing I think it matters if I like expose they get more engineers. That's like an estate play, but it doesn't make up the point differential either. I can get at least a couple of the encampments, no problem. I don't really care if I expose plunder to them. I guess if they end up with a bigger plunder split, there's a little bit of a. As long as I get 2, I think 1 point a turn is not. The game isn't long. That's not long enough to do the point deficit. As long as we draw okay. Still don't have. So we're just gonna end up with. I wonder if we ought to blow up. Blow up doesn't change it. Oh, that's gonna be a no. We might as well get a couple of these. We get to the top deck encampment, which is pretty nice. This is pretty bad putting hand, to be honest. But can go like smugglers, and then jack. If they take the encampments. Smuggle plunder and then play jack. And that probably gives encampment activation. Assuming that's how they do it. In theory, the imps provide enough draw to keep up with the provinces, and also I'm overdrawing, so it should be okay for a little while. Just none of this, like the jack doesn't matter. I don't even think the jacks is probably very good, but whatever. Ooh. I still haven't seen that's kind of funny. Now we're not playing the plunder if we just gain it now. But I think that's okay. I sure hope it's okay. Oh, we didn't get to play the Devil's Workshop either. The plunder stuff has to go bad for like a really long time before they catch up with me here. Not playing imp, I mean, not gaining an imp there was certainly a little unfortunate. It was actually a pretty bad shuffle for me, all things considered. But they can't buy provinces, really. Like, they could buy duchies, I guess. Buying province will just not help. So, like, they score 9 points here, they have 15. That's just, I don't know. Seems rough. I'll never buy a duchy. So they have to play for a really long game, but I don't think it works out. Hopefully it doesn't work out. There'll just be one imp left at the end of this turn. They score 9 points, I score 8 points. Yeah, this is okay. We'll be okay. There was definitely a world where where I gain and play both the plunders. I had imp bottom decked and I tossed an engineer. Or not an engineer, encampment. But it's okay. Yeah, the duchy stuff, it doesn't even. I'm not gonna gain a duchy. I'm not that stupid. I mean, I am that stupid, but I'm not really that stupid. This time we draw really well. And get to net some villagers. This is all beautiful. Did they gain a gold? Did they smuggle just plunders and then a duchy? But I don't want a duchy. I guess the last card's province, so I should draw that. I don't know if there's any. Did they gain a port? They did gain a port, so I can get another port. And then now the Devil's Workshop can die. Like across those 2 turns there, it's my lead increased. Like, and I think even my drawing got a little better to lose the silvers and have this many villagers. So it didn't really help them. They're not getting they're not gonna get anywhere near my score. But obviously you got VP tokens, so you wanna play it out and see. I think I could fold a turn and it wouldn't matter at all. I wonder if I should try to jack now. It doesn't draw, I guess, still. We can just sentry. Is also okay. I guess there's also something to stopping. Well, we should probably try to find the other plunder at least. I don't know that we'll recruit anything here. Oh yeah, okay. The whatchamacallit? Devil's Workshop. Is it good to have Jack or another silver or not? What all did they gain a port? If they gained a port, I'll smuggle again, but I think all they gained was the estate. I don't need. I'm not sure silver is good or bad for my deck here. It's not clear to me. I'm going to go with no, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, they see, even with the estate gain, they get up to 7 points, which is not as many as I score. And it's more stop cards too. They have to take 2 green cards to score 1 point fewer than me. We could probably recruit a port this turn if we're like forced to play it. I think I played around the smuggler stuff pretty well. I got ahead on the trashing and then I had the money first. So that meant I could do it. Well, that was bad order, but whatever. Meant I could do that. I may just stop and play this, to be honest, if this top looks good enough. I mean, it's like probably wrong. Well, okay, I'll keep going. I'm gonna stop here though. Am I? What is so? I guess I have pulled out quite a bit of the draw. We can smuggle for a port. You can also just trash the recruiter. I would kind of appreciate. I mean, I would always appreciate it, but I mean, I played a game like that. Yesterday I played a match. I whined about them not resigning because I had half VP. And then, like, 2 games later, I played out a totally losing position. It wasn't half VP. It wasn't like, if they stopped playing, I could have won, but it would have required them to stop playing their deck. It's sort of like this situation. So then now I'm wanting to complain about Kazi not resigning, even though I did the exact same thing yesterday. Basically, I'm saying I'm a hypocrite. I hope Kazi buys the product. Hope springs eternal, I guess. They were, in fact, just getting further away from me as time went on. Okay. Mm. 5-2 would be pretty good here. I don't know if you do plot or remake. Probably getting battle plans is pretty good. There's something to be said for doing the plot. So there's also something to be said for trashing faster. This is a pretty nice board. It's gonna get out of hand though. The deck's looks like the deck's pretty much run even under Warlord. I would say there's like, I mean, obviously it slows them down a little bit, but I would say it basically runs. And I mean, there's not all VPs, so you don't have to build that high. You can still double province pretty easily, I think. And I don't know, Archer could hurt maybe some points, but probably not devastatingly so. I mean, you can hide the city quarters, right? So, the open battle plan. I mean, I guess if you're worried about having a battle plan at all, then you need to open it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about the remake. I could be convinced of plot. I could also be convinced of not opening battle plan, I think. But this is maybe bad. They get to do that. Okay. This isn't so bad. So I don't have to buy. Well, I have the 2 estates. See, this is kind of crappy. I don't know how critical it is. I mean, like a 4 would be pretty nice here. You could sinister plot and you could wait and just get your battle plan, your other battle plan here. I guess I have to go forward with it. And they probably have $4, so they probably just get to buy. Oh, no, they didn't. So they bottom decked a copper. I guess you knew they had 2 estates, otherwise they would have taken both of them. Or 1 estate. They would have taken 2 battle plans and just quote unquote won the battle plan split, or whatever that means. Excuse me. I don't know if Archer's I don't know what's better or worse for me. What is the likelihood they have 5 versus like, I mean, the Warlord attack doesn't even hurt me now. The Archer might, and they're probably a little more likely to be able to buy it. There's also the maybe crazy idea of putting in an Oracle rather than a Silver here with the battle plans. This might be plot. I don't know what you'd spend your first 5 on. I mean, if you hit 6, you would just take Artisan. But I don't know what you would spend your first 5 on. I might hit 6 on my turn, actually, and opt to not play Remake. They do hit Artisan, which is unfortunate, but not surprising, I guess. I guess I'll probably do the double estate trash and go for 6 next. They probably take an Oracle. Yeah. I would be a little surprised at double Oracle, but and they can say, yeah, I mean, you can take the city quarter as soon as you have a an Artisan. That's true. This kind of sucks because it's not actually. There's no way with the Oracle discard to guarantee hitting 6 here. Either if you see a state copper, you have to discard, and then, I mean, if it's double copper, then you get it, but if you see a state copper, then it's still just a 50-50. And you've missed playing your, I guess you can buy a 5 and then remake an Artisan. This is a pretty fortunate Oracle hit. That was actually a really fortunate Oracle hit. Deny them that gain. I don't think they'll draw around to it. I guess they might. They could have 2 actions still in hand. Get a city quarter 2-card draw, and then Oracle could potentially flip into I guess they might have city quarter 3 actions. Guess not. Guess they don't have city quarter at all. They're gonna leave those. So I might as well just put the and a lot of money there. Probably should just top deck the battle plan. And buy city quarter. I'm trying to think here. This is a little awkward. I don't know if I do festival or sculptor. I guess I can do the sculptor later. I mean, that's true of the festival as well. I'm gonna pop the plot here. Maybe. These are both. No. This last one's an Oracle, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess it's not the worst thing ever. Oh, I only have 1 Oracle. They're the ones with 2 Oracles. That makes sense. So you have like City Quarter Festival Artisan. That's pretty good. I guess in theory they can rotate around to Archer and play art. I don't think they would draw for that. Well, the Artisan, it goes straight to. Maybe they can. There's got to be some limit to the number of oracles you want, but I might have been better off waiting on the. Obviously, I had a little bit of misfortune there to not get the. Or to bottom deck the Oracle. This at least can be like a barge. I guess they're just not finding their city quarters, which is great for me, but quite unlucky for them. Because you would. I mean, there must be 2 city quarters down in here. You probably want a second. Probably want a second artisan at some point. I mean, surely. Maybe quite some time, or maybe never, before anybody has the warlord. The clash rotation stuff here is a little awkward because if you rotate to art or to, you can rotate to Archer and get an Archer, but that opens up them getting warlord before you. So you can be the first mover on Archer and play it, gain and play it. But, oh right, they're both gone. I forgot they're both gone. Never mind, you can just be the first mover on Warlord if you want. Alright, their turn didn't end up being sad because they had this Festival Oracle. They just took forever to play the Oracle for some reason. I don't know why. So this is kind of bad. But I mean, it's not like the Warlord is killing me at the moment. What's bad is just that they didn't have a dud turn. Nothing really else about it. I guess you probably just go ahead and buy an Oracle. You might as well stuff some more actions in there. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just spend all 3 of it paying off city quarter debt. Well, you may be a little afraid of getting a third city quarter also. If I don't get to 7, I'm going to be in trouble because I really need to get both Warlords here. So that could easily fail. It could quite easily fail. I don't really know all that I have in left. We lost Silver and an Oracle. That would have been nice. Silver Oracle would have gotten us there. Yeah, if we don't hit 7, we're gonna be in trouble. 7 also, we need to have a loose card that we can top deck with Artisan as well. Because otherwise they're gonna kick off and then get 3 Warlords probably. I guess it depends on how much debt they have. Or if they go into debt. Because they can, well no, they easily get 3, right? Because they can just Artisan for 1 and buy. I mean, that still depends a little bit on the debt they go into. To be honest. I don't know where they're going back to. I'm not super worried about it. Story of my life, right? We all need 5 coins. I guess you can maybe buy Sculptor and get there okay. So they're just getting the 2 right off the bat. There was no way I was getting 3. In fact, I'm just completely hosed. I don't think I can get to 10 with barge plays, but I guess that's what I have to go for. Sculptor doesn't work. So sad. I don't think it even has a chance of getting there. Their Oracles smashed me this turn. Because the battle plan's on top, I can gain the Warlord to hand and I can draw that way. Like I can't, I gain Sculpt. I mean, the other thing is I also don't play the Warlord here. But to at least be able to attack every turn would be pretty big. Man, that sucks. I had an okay opening hand too, but I don't know that I have $12 in deck either. That seems kind of like a stretch to me. I mean, I guess you can play and see, just play the Warlord and see if they total full dud. Oh, this is awful. What are the only have one silver, right? I have one silver, so there's no shot I have $10 in this deck. I'm sad. At least half Warlord is still kind of awkward because it's not like they want to build the deck that only works, that they can only do half that. But it does open them up for potentially larger turns at different points. Yeah. That is a bummer, as we say in the business. And also, this is, man, I'm getting diced by Oracle. I'm getting full on sliced. Diced. I don't have a third one. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna... Oh, they gained it. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Well, this sucks. This is pretty much losing unless they've misplayed something terribly. Because I don't have any... When did they gain a festival? Guess a long time ago. I don't have any... I'm just behind in all the ways, basically. I have a plot, and that's my only thing. I have a sinister plot. You may have heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. I am a little curious how they're going to deal with the half attack. There are boards where it matters more or less, more and less. I'm not sure what it means for this board exactly. You do have a lot of extra draws, so you can probably afford to I guess they can't even play the other Warlord. Because then they can't play it. Well, I mean, it depends on when they're... Yeah, they can't play both of them, so they can just change it. That looks really smart. Probably... I don't know, do you get a sculptor? I think... Well, you don't have any village this turn, so it's not a huge deal. Doesn't matter hugely what you get. I am curious how many third copies of things you go for to play on one turn. One of your 2 turns. I'm a little interested in that. Seeing what Kazu decides to do for that. I think we just try and live with this amount of draw and hope it is okay. It should be okay. Do we want to try an archer? Is there... I mean, they can... Me rotating or not doesn't affect what they can do. They can get to whatever they want. So it's just if I think playing archer is very good, which I'm not really sure it is. How much money do we have? 1, 2, 6, 8. We can get another. I guess we can lose the oracles. How does this all work? We could gain a 5, remake into artisan, draw it, and play it. We could do that. We're pretty much just paying off debt anyway. Maybe we should. No, wait, it can't do that. Then it's not guaranteed to draw. Alright, with Warlord, it doesn't want you to let you just click it down. I could get another city quarter, but I guess I won't. I mean, it's not unreasonable to have another one, because you can just die pretty easily here. Like, this hand is going to die, I'm sure. I mean, I'll plot, but I don't. I mean, if I have city quarter in the top 2, there's a shot. We'll see how much they oracle me. I guess I could have played an or. No. I mean, I would have taken a villager. To do it. Yeah, and they can't play 2 warlords now, because then, well, for one, they don't have 2 warlords in their deck. I guess that's actually the leading barrier to that play not occurring. But in the case where they had 3, a single warlord still stops you from wanting to play both of them. We're just kind of swapping copper for silvers. The payload all around is not super powerful whenever you're under warlord attack. There's quite a bit here that you would do. I mean, you would just be going nuts with artisan, right, if you weren't. But which is something I have to worry about for pile outs on the turns where I'm. What is my least useful thing here? Probably remake if I don't draw deck. wonder if I have city quarter on top. Hey, what do you know? I mean, this means I could probably have resigned if I didn't find it. So, why you do it like this? We're gonna add the festival, and we'll probably wait for the barges. Probably add the second. I'll probably wait on the barges. And probably not do the sculptors just yet. Are the villains. There is something to be said for maybe getting another remake over an Oracle. I'm playing this a little bit more on the payload than the draw, because if I just don't have a little bit of... If I don't threaten some things in those directions, then it's just gonna never work. No, is there a world? What am I at now? 8, 12, 15. Yeah, that's not so exciting. I'm gonna be at 13, but I have to click all silver. It's like, what are they gonna do? I mean, we have territory, so there's a little bit of other play you can do. Great, super, really cool hand. I don't know. My catchphrase, I don't know. Do they have triple threat next time? Yeah, they do, don't they? They're at 16 again, yeah. Whale, shoot. Guess I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm doing anything yet. Guess I'm gonna scope out some territory. Is what I was gonna say. It was a pretty cool catchphrase, if you ask me. I mean, this has just got to be Oracle alone, right? Oh my gosh. And then we got a sculptor for another Oracle. I hate this so much. This part was good. Would it just kill this deck to... Thank you. I guess the other question is, can they quad? Which seems maybe in sight. They might be able to quad, to be perfectly honest. Unfortunately. I need to have $18 if I can get it. I don't know that I can, but I have to look because I do need $18 if I can get it. What am I looking at right now? 9, 13, 15. So like a couple villains would do it. I mean, if they can quad, I just lose anyway, so it's not material that we like figure out counterplay for that. What I'm trying to wonder is if I can play the... it may be possible for us to empty them, actually. Just empty them with remake instead. That's interesting. We only need $12. It would be like Artisan for a couple 5s. Maybe we top deck the city quarter. I don't know that this is gonna counter anything, but I'm pretty sure we're playing the festivals. So we could like top deck city quarter Oracle, remake, gain a silver. I don't know if we buy anything. How much are we at now? 8, 12, 13. Still nets us as a thingy. I guess we'll just do villains. It's not super important. I'm not sure this is the play, but it seems okay-ish. guess we could buy the estate. I'm fairly sure. I'm fairly sure that Kazu's going to quad since he's not under warlord attack. I think he probably just quads on me, but we'll see. There's not going to be another pile out. I might as well take the estate. We'll see how it goes. Also, triple with, like, I don't know, several duchy gains is probably also not a thing I can catch. I'm gonna have to go after this match. We won't be able to finish this. I don't even feel comfortable starting another game. I would maybe feel comfortable if we saw the kingdom, but they're just, I mean, I'm pretty slow, but they're on another slowness level. We've already been playing for 2.5 hours. I probably should have resigned that one game. They could have obviously resigned that other game. And it's not, unfortunately, this deadline is extremely hard. I can't, like, I gotta go. Otherwise, I would be willing to start another one if it might go over by 10 minutes or whatever, but they had, how much money did they have last time? They were at, like, well, they got to 16, right? So they had $15 this way. So they only need 13 more, counting the 3 from villain. Which, so they can play another villain. They can play the sculptor. So that's 6. Then they just need to find $7 somewhere. Which is like remake into 2 gold. I may be off by 1 somewhere too. It may be like remake into 2 gold. What can you remake that's not economy? I guess they have a loose barge that they could remake. I mean, it's not trivial because they do have, and then the artisans can both gain straight up silvers. Yeah, you can just remake like barge and warlord into golds, and the artisans can gain silvers. I guess you don't have the buys then though. So you have to play well, no, the artisans can gain festivals. So yeah. This is like a trivial, and the artisans gaining festival makes the actions, I think, not really an issue. This is just like a trivial quad, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm miscounting some resources, but I mean, I guess if you don't have city quarters in hand, then then it becomes tougher, but they just drew a city quarter. If I had discarded one, so if they didn't get to it here, then it was going to be tough. But I think they haven't played, well, they played one battle plan. But it's just like yeah, you can get the city quarter, then you can start doing your stuff. Maybe trivial is wrong. Maybe the actions are limited and it doesn't work. But it feels like it works to me. I could be wrong. You still got another city quarter and festival to play, so you get up to 5, or you get up to 4 actions. The artisans are essentially net 0. The sculptors are net 0. So it's just the villains in the remake that you have to play. So unless I'm miscounting somewhere, I think it just works pretty easily. So you just remake Warlord Barge into golds, play battle plan, draw them, artisan for 2 festivals, put provinces on top, play your festivals, sculptor for silvers, play your villain. Boom. Game over. It's like extra money too. It's like $36 or something like that. I don't know if it's 36, but it's quite a bit of extra. I think I'm not delusional. I mean, I could be delusional. There's 2 other silvers besides these silvers. I don't think there was a way for me to quad, right? Oh no, there were 5 left. I don't know. There wasn't a way for me to quad it. What if I had gotten gold? What was I at? Oh. I didn't look for it on my turn, so to be fair, maybe I missed something. And I certainly had some draw left. But I don't think I had $32. The big difference is that, and I couldn't have gained festivals and played them. I was maxed out. I mean, the difference is they're not maxed out on. Well, they play Warlord, so that's in my favor. There's no reason to play Warlord unless you think you can't end the game. The sad thing about my territory thing was that they were not activated at all. So I could have, if I'd gotten 4 golds and they weren't finishing, that would have put me in a much stronger position. So if they're not looking for wins, which Warlord play suggests that, if they do like triple province. Maybe they do no. I don't know. No province seems risky. Because I still have 4 points to score off gaining a duchy. Are they just going hard duchies? Well, I mean, this gives another shuffle, which always means. Also, the next turn they will be under attack. This is huge. This is huge. I don't even know if this game's gonna finish in 45 minutes. Well, now 35 minutes. And I this was rough. It was, but anyways. Super. I maybe should have sculpted. Well, I don't know. I assume with this play they're not taking any provinces. But that seems a little risky. I do think I'm not. I do think I'm within range of triple. I think I'm in range of triple plus duchy. Which would mean maybe even triple plus double duchy. Which would mean I don't know how many points that is exactly. But it's quite a bit of points. Maybe not enough. They obviously would be able to empty the duchies and get a province on their turn. And if they go hard on provinces, they're going quad duchy. Okay. If I get 18 plus 10, 28. 28 puts me at 47, which is half VP. Well, more than half VP for them because they can. Or no, that's not. That still wins. Can they get that many estates? They'd be under attack again. But I think they can. They would have. Yeah. They could still empty the estates. This may be totally checkmated too. For me. How many estates would I have to be able to gain for it to not be checkmated? Is the question. I think. And is that doable? Because if it's doable, then I clearly do draw now and see if I get there. But how much? I mean, even 2 estates would put me at 49 and only leave 11 points. They're first, so we only need 1 estate, which would put me at 48 and leave 12 points. Am I doing that math correctly? Duchy is 2 duchies plus the territory hub is 10. 3, 18, 28, 29, 48. I think we go for it. Okay, well, this, alright. Yeah, okay. Okay. Right. So the question is whether a barge is just inherently good for what I'm trying to do right now. And if so, do I just take the barge and play it? I do have a barge in deck. I have a feeling I'm going to be maybe action short. You can also play the Oracle, of course, because you can top deck. Maybe you just play the Oracle first and see. I don't know how many actions I have to swing on this, which makes this a little more awkward. But barge is pretty good to play anyway. Will we need gain in play? Will we need more than the battle plan gain in play? Probably not. I guess it wasn't even there yet anyway. Okay, so let's start looking. How much money do we have? Really, probably just not enough money. Or actions, one of. I basically need $26. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 7, 11, 15. I mean, the sculptors can just gain estates straight up, but that's, I mean, as long as I have the buy for it, then silver is better. It doesn't use an action. Oh, man. Does another remake do anything for us? The sculptor into gold do anything for us? We can draw both of those things. We get 6 plus 6 from that. I gotta count all this stuff again. We can draw all that, but I don't know if it's enough. They could fail to draw. I mean, we can still score a bunch and then see if they get all the gains or not. That's still an option. They don't have plot. They are barged down though, so. This may be easy too, and I'm just not seeing it. 10, 11, 15. I wonder if there's a remake shenanigans. It's hard to imagine that Artisan for Duchy isn't the max on duchies. At least I find that hard to imagine. We can sculptor for beggars. But that's surely not enough actions. It wasn't even at we can put 10 in there, and then we would use 10 plus 15, or 10 plus 11, 21, 23. That's not even enough. Can we play the beggar? I don't think we can, right? We're gonna be short. This is just short. Archer is +2, but does that work? We do remake Warlord, Oracle, Archer. That's one terminal. Play the sculptors for silvers. Maybe that works. No, because we can't draw it unless we have. That's not enough actions. If we hadn't had to play this Oracle, if we'd gotten lucky with the city quarters, we have enough, I think. Because the it doesn't work, right? I'm so sad. Was there some other things we could have avoided playing? I guess we could change a duchy into a gold. Is that any good? It's like still play these for silvers, change a duchy into a gold. My other thing is I'm just having to top deck crap here, right? I guess we just play something, see if they... Oh, this is bad. We can see if they did. Still. And attack them. You have an estate. I did forget I had an estate. I don't know what this gives me exactly. I didn't count this out, so I don't know. What am I at money-wise now? 16, 20, 24. So this can lose to them maxing out stuff, and I didn't play the Warlord, so they probably get there, unfortunately. And I also am just putting garbage on, but yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, I don't have an estate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I should just resign. I mean, I'm gonna see if they dud, but man, I'm stupid. Now they just have to double. Well, what's harder? I don't know what's hard, because single would have worked. I don't know. They're just gonna beat me. I could be pretty easily convinced that there was a win with different play order from stuff on my turn. I don't think it would be hard to convince me of that at all. So someone let me know later on if there was a way. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here since they have 2 city quarters in hand, and I'm sure they top decked one of them. I think I don't remember if they played both city quarters. Yeah, they top decked one last turn, so that was always gonna be trouble. But anyway, I'm sure I would be curious if there was a way to get there. And I'm like 100% sure if I find the city quarters earlier with more draw, and I don't have to. I think with one more action, I think get there. But anyway, thank you for watching. And I guess we'll finish this up another time. Bye.